This is gonna be one hell of a race, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
Like, both of these players are just staples in the community.
So looks like both runners are on the title screen now. We'll be getting a countdown for them as soon as they are ready to go. All right, and there's the countdown. Runners should be on their way. Just gotta let it catch up on stream. And we should be good to go.
Let's see it. Let's see those KP people arrives.
Oh yeah. That means
Especially in this race.
yeah, that means for all you in chat too. KP people arrives are not optional.
Especially with Marcus or Jackmanlol, KP. World record holder for KP, so.
So Shu and I were already joking about it a little bit before comm started, but kind of just seeing homothety and Marcus here, you're gonna see probably quite a few different strats between the two of them. Homothety almost infamous for going for a lot of the older boomer strats, so try to highlight a little bit of that as we go.
Really, a little bit with the second Vengefly here, homothety, it can be quite annoying.
Overall, looking pretty good from both runners. I think we're going to see them have about the same time coming out of KP.
Yeah, like homothety got hit by the second Vengefly, so that's where the delay is coming from, I suppose. But yeah, still pretty decent KP, especially considering that.
Yeah, for sure.
We might or might not have done that.
Runners making their way through Dirtmouth. Gonna get started on this VS split here. Hoping not to see any hits in the Gruzzer drop rooms, just some clean inventory drops, please.
See that Gruzzer drop. And we have a right side drop from homothety. Kinda not surprised.
Center drop from Jack, but not gonna get hit at all.
So that's the first kind of discrepancy there.
Homothety not quite gonna get the double spike.
Yeah, but having a nice cleanup there.
Yeah.
It can be a little awkward sometimes.
Yeah, gonna be a little bit shorter on Geo than Jackman. Only 6 coming out of Aspid Arena is not ideal, but definitely workable.
Yeah, especially, like, I don't know. I assume homothety is doing most nights, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sure, like, if we went back in the tournaments and saw Homothety's last matches, we could know, but...
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot. Like, I've seen it, but I forgot whether he did most nights or not.
And hard to keep track of all the runners.
But I think most nights is such a big optimization, and it's not very hard to do.
Yeah. I think
Actually, so... Like, it's not one of the crazy zoomer strats. Like, right side rafters or... Yeah.
Oh, this sync coming into False Knight is pretty nice.
Oh, yeah. Jackman getting good RNG here. Homothety getting a middle crate RNG.
Yeah, not the worst, but not the best either.
Has anyone timed whether hitting False Knight after the stagger actually causes any kind of freeze frames? Because I see so many people doing it.
I don't believe it does. Not super
It's
sure
just
on
for
1
fun
2
of
2
it,
1,
I
but
guess.
yeah, just for like name a better combo than speedrunners than just swinging their nail at things they don't need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like Jackman's gonna start off with a little bit of a lead here, VS split.
Yeah.
Gonna be
Didn't quite
around
pay
6
attention.
seconds ahead.
But we do have a Rex in chat. So
Yes, shout outs to Rex for always being on top of that. So yeah, we're kind of talking about how there's so many new strats that have been developed. I think it's really cool. Like the any% tournament started at such a good time to see those strats being employed. Because I think if this tournament started like 3-4 months ago, like we wouldn't have stuff like right side rafters. Even stuff like Moss Knights, I don't think was fully routed out for any%. So.
true. But it's also like, let's see whether we even get like the most Zuma strats here. No, okay, no Creed Boulder, at least.
Yeah, I mean that's also
It's
part of
like-
them
it's
being
like-
new strats. Is not all runners are gonna feel super confident going for them in a race setting.
Yeah. Also, Creed Boulder is. It's very greedy. Let's say it like that.
Yeah, for sure.
And that can be spelled with either C or G. but yeah.
So I kind of missed it. It looked like I think homothety missed a little bit of geo from that first Balder too.
He is quite low, but no, I think that's fine.
Yeah, as long as he's doing Moss Knight route, shouldn't have an issue.
Like, you don't usually have that much geo on 1-2-1 here, right? It doesn't give very much, the first boulder.
Right. Homothety not gonna get the first fireball
missing.
skip.
Yeah. What I wanted to say earlier as well was, like, there have just also been, like, a lot of strats that have been developed during the course of this tournament. Like, the Creed boulder is pretty new.
Yeah, it's kind of the cool thing of having so many runners putting all of their, maybe not all, but a lot of their attention onto any%. Like you really get to see people being creative with these new strats. Oh, nice. Jackman pulling out the one fireball.
Nice. Love to see it. I believe homothety would also have gotten that fireball skip with one, but it's totally fine to do it with two.
Yeah.
It doesn't lose all that much. Okay. Yeah, but Marcus also backing the second one with a
With the
double
second
fireball.
Yeah. Definitely looks like he didn't think it was going to make it with just one and was ready with the second cast.
Yeah, that's very impressive though, if you can do it. And Marcus is most definitely one of those players who can do that. Just do it reactively.
Both of them going to get the double VS hit on the Moss Knight.
Which actually saves a surprising amount of time.
Yeah. And then makes Soul Collection
good
going
thing.
into Moss Knights just super comfy.
Yeah, that as well. Like, I believe with bad RNG you get at most 3 soul hits or something in that room, and you need 8, so...
Yeah, so starting with that 3 really helps out. Yeah, so we are going to see homothety doing the Moss Knights for Geo instead of Vengefly King. And like we're saying, that kind of solves any early game Geo issues a lot less tight than doing the Vengefly King route.
Both not having a really great Hornet opening here.
Yeah,
Nice double though. 2 doubles, I believe. So. No, that can't have been 2 doubles. Might not have hit.
I don't think
Second
that
one.
second one did hit.
The audio is a little low. I can't quite tell right now, but yeah.
Yeah, both runners kind of having
could-
similar Hornet fights, just going back and forth across the arena. Not really what you want to see, but... Yes, it looks like Homothety
Still
did.
pretty close to each other,
Mhm.
I think.
Yeah, looks like Homothety made up a little bit of time in that split. I think a lot of it probably did come from that Hornet fight. I think it was a little bit cleaner than what Jackman had.
Let's see that fungal claw movement. One of the most fun splits, in my opinion.
I feel like we should keep track of how many races we've had comms say that this split is one of their favorites, because I feel like it's got to be most of the races at this point.
Yeah. I'm up to getting a hard for in fungal drop.
Yeah, dashing just a
Definitely
little bit
happens
too
sometimes.
early. But you're not dunking in acid or anything. Honestly, not too bad. You'll take that hard pull.
It's not too major. Ooh, that was a very clean pre-Epogo room. I have no idea how else to call that room from homothety, but it looked like he barely didn't clip the last ledge. Okay, Marcus going for Weepogo. That's not what I expected.
Yeah, Homothety going for a very classic Epogo there. Both of them are going to get it first try.
Yeah.
Okay, Marcus not having any trouble with the Mantis Pogo. Homothety missing the double dash, but able to back it up really nicely. With the three Pogos
And both
there.
getting hits on the first hit from the Mantis. Love to see it. It can be very annoying.
So yeah, Jackman is going to pull ahead a little bit more with that split, I believe, but still looking very close for these two runners. Coming up to the Gruzmother split now. Going to see them picking up Soul on their way to the boss. Homothety not going for their turnaround on the Vengefly in the Go Mask Shard room. I think that is kind of one of the newer strats people have started implementing.
Yeah. It's just a little bit more optimal soul collection, I think.
Yeah.
Because otherwise the jump dash is kind of awkward anyways for that.
Well, it looks like Jackman missed the hit on Jennifer and had to go back for it. A little bit unfortunate. Oh, and seeing the pogo strats on Gruzmother, looking very clean.
Nice.
Yeah, that can be a hard pattern to be ready for when Gruzmother just immediately starts flying up.
Oh yeah, it can cost you a lot, but that was very clean. And also to elaborate, since we had the chatter saying they haven't heard of Jackman before, he is currently the player with the most comm subs, so
Yeah,
I
also
expect
goes by
great things here.
also goes by Marcus, so I think some people might be more familiar by that name. Yeah, seeing Jackman going for the 3 damage tanks before saving Sly. Another pretty recent development.
Yeah, I think that also just depends on where the husks are, whether the first husk is gonna walk towards the left or the right after the first damage tank. So. Oh, that was a very greedy shade skip. Very nice though.
Jackman getting the
one snap.
Yeah, very clean. I think Homothety was going to go for the 1 slash, but messed it up. Tried the 3 slash, and I think just jumped too high and hit the ceiling there.
Yeah.
Losing the walkling storage. Yeah, unfortunately that is going to lose quite a bit of time.
It's also just at some point when you're used to the walking storage rhythm, you're not really used to the normal jumping in
Yeah,
Blue
that's
Lake
true.
anymore. The normal jump dashes, and yeah, that can mess with you as well.
Should have seen Homothety joining the commentary from the chat. Apparently getting a Gruzmother gold, but too much chat, not able to get the walkling storage. You do hate to see that.
Oh, that's nice though. A cross gold again.
Yeah, we're always here for the race golds.
Homothety going. Oh,
Jackman's gonna take a fall here in the second part of
it
Dream
happens.
Plats.
I don't think Homothety will go for Dream Dash there.
Yeah,
It was
that's what I'm
very far to
thinking.
the right for going for Dream Dash at least.
Alright, Jackman able to get through on the second try. No more slip ups and Dream Plats.
Going for Pestblitz here, the Homothety. Love to see it. A little bit of Zuma strats. I guess Pestblitz are like kinda not that Zuma anymore.
Jackman gonna get the Seer skip.
Yeah, you really want to see
Same
that.
for Homothety, yeah.
Because it's not very hard and it does save a big amount of time.
Welcome on in, Axel and Raiders. Coming into a nice race so far. I mean, just in time to see Jackman getting the resting grounds walkling storage.
Yeah, that's
Very nice to see.
Oh, Homothety, I believe, was going for the corner walkling storage you can get there.
Yeah, and I believe it's RNG just whether or not your subpixels make that work, right?
Yeah, I think so. It's just, I mean, it's at least pixel perfect. Or like frame perfect, I don't know. It's at least hard to hit it. I do it sometimes on Blue Lake. You can also do corner walkling storage.
Yeah. Yeah, but unfortunately not gonna be able to line it up for Homothety there. So. Jackman, of course, not gonna be heading into King Station, gonna be doing the Rafters route instead.
And let's see, Homothety also heading over to Rafters.
Okay, interesting.
I believe. I mean, if you're up against Marcus, you're just gonna have to risk it, I think.
Yeah, it's very true.
As
It's
well, like, I don't know how familiar Homothety is nowadays with Rafters, but like he probably saw that he was gonna be up against Marcus, even if he didn't do Rafters before, and just decided he had to adapt.
yeah, it kind of can be like the mindset coming into a tournament race like this, where you know your opponent has a faster PB. It's like, do you choose to go for some like faster than normal strats, like not trying to play perfectly safe because you know you need like a really great run to match your other runners, or like do you play safer and just kind of like either hope to play really cleanly or just like bank on small mistakes from your opponent? So
yeah, that's also obviously a strategy. Actually, yes, we didn't comment on that. There was also a slight Boomer versus Zoomer difference there at G-Husk. Let's see that Watcher Knights though from Marcus. Always love to see those. Always love to see those.
yeah, getting a lot of rolls from the first night, but that triple definitely helped in getting a quick kill.
Definitely not the optimal pattern, especially with the bounce in the end, but still very quickly.
Yeah, with his first pair, we're starting to see these pogo nail cancels coming out. Looking super nice. That was a great first pair.
Yeah, probably Marcus thinks differently, but for me this is just magic already.
Yeah.
That's just watching Marcus do Watcher Knights definitely the best.
Yeah.
Watcher Knights, they are.
Yeah, that was
It's just a treat.
really great to watch. Just the way he's able to position those fireballs exactly over where they're gonna roll.
Yeah.
Looks super
And for
nice.
anyone thinking like there's so much RNG to it, it's also just the positioning in general, the decision making, where you're gonna stand. It's gonna affect how well they stack up,
Yeah.
and it's always on point for Marcus. Marcus is ahead of PB apparently. That's nice to hear. I mean, I'm kinda expecting that. He's the player with the most comp subs right now. His PB is lagging a little bit behind. He's some of best there, but
Yeah, I just need to
I'd
see
really like to see.
it all come together.
I'd really like to see Marcus grind a little bit more for better PBs, maybe. I don't know. Probably also not the most time on his hands.
But hey, maybe we'll just see the race PB right here and just get it out of the way.
Yeah, it would be nice. Going for the Walkling storage
Oh,
and
gonna
getting
get
it.
Very nice.
It's a very nice Walkling storage. It just makes it so smooth to go to that relic.
Yeah. I didn't see if homothety tried to get the walkling storage or not there. Kind of hard to tell without audio, I think, if he did the...
No, I don't think he tried. He wasn't clinging to the transition, I think. So. But I mean, it also doesn't lose that much time. It's
No,
just...
not at all.
And especially if you don't have things like rerolls, it can lose a lot of time to not get it.
But Jackman coming up to Rafter skip. Are gonna see him going for the right side. And he's gonna get it right away.
Expect nothing less from Marcus, to be honest, and that was very clean.
I'm not sure. Was that wall jump off the side of the platform there in Rafters? Was that accidental, or is that part of the lure for the flying sentry?
I
Do you
think
know?
that's part of the setup.
Okay.
I didn't see the exact setup because I looked over to homothety, but there are different setups which all kind of include a wall cling
Okay.
before the last rather.
Yeah, it looks like people in chat are saying it's part of the setup. Oh, homothety also going for the right side.
Missing it
Quite
barely.
gonna have enough height. Are we gonna see the backup with the left one here? I think we are. Coming down to 1 health for it, but gets it.
It can indeed be very scary to...
Oh, homothety, no!
Oh no!
Oh my god,
No.
he's gonna take a death. That really hurts to see.
It can be very scary to have to back up right side with a left side,
Yeah.
just because you have already so many damage tanks.
I feel like it hurts even more knowing that he got up there and then fell off before dying.
Yeah. He even went for the safety heal. That's painful.
But yeah, we're gonna see him make his way back over there.
So that's definitely also a thing I'd like to ask after, because I'm not sure of it right now. Since how long he has been doing rafters.
Yeah, I'm really not sure either. Don't know if anyone in chat is able to fill in some of that knowledge.
Yeah, if anyone knows whether homothety did rafters in the last race.
Like Rix is giving us a yes.
Ah, barely missing it again.
Yeah,
Looked pretty-
although
Actually, he had to miss it, otherwise he would have missed
Missed the
his
shade, yeah.
Ah, that's annoying.
Oh, Homothety, you're scaring me on there again.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
gonna heal on the elevator either,
Also
okay.
have liked to see a heal there on the elevator, but he should be fine.
Jackman, meanwhile, not quite gonna be able to get Hogax. Looks like he's gonna reset the room and try again. Gonna get it second try at least.
Yeah. Okay. Homothety is out of rafters. Nice to see. It's definitely scarier than less scary than it looks to pick up that relic on 1 HP usually, but it's still scary.
Yeah. The Rava does tend to hit above you when you pick it up, but not always, so.
Yeah, I think with optimal movement, you should never get hit there. But like if you're a little bit slow, oh no!
Homothety getting hit by one
Of the
larger
most
enemies.
annoying enemies because you simply can't see them before you dash in.
Yeah, and unfortunately not killing them on his way into
this-
rafters the first time.
At least this isn't the worst death you can take here.
Mm-hmm.
You have been to Lem already. You don't need to do rafters again.
And taking another hazard respawn on that elevator. Homothety is really...
Oh, that's a very annoying respawn. though.
Yeah.
All the way up.
Yeah, Spire does not have a lot of hazard respawn updates. It is pretty rude. Okay, but Jackman is able to pick up C-Dash here. Had a little bit of trouble in some of the peak room. I think mostly the God Cycle room, but the rest of it looking really clean.
That's a very nice C-dash time though, isn't it? Am I wrong?
Yeah, looks like Jackman's
Is he
still a bit ahead of PB, around 4 seconds ahead right now. So lost a bit of time in that split, but...
Alright. Well, let's see that Umo split. And some good RNG.
Yeah, not gonna get it in the Gruzzer drop. Always nice to see. And thankfully Homothety recovered the shade. He's gonna be able to move on from City now.
Nice Tonomi drop. A little bit of a wall cling towards the end, but that might also have been on purpose to avoid the Uma.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, it might be. I think he went for that up slash there, so I wonder if the wall cling is to help make that a little bit easier. Oh, and Jackman getting that wall cling storage into archives too.
It's a very little wall cling storage, but it's just so nice to see because it like fits perfectly with avoiding the Luma fly.
Yeah. Jackman gonna be setting up, trying to see this 2-cycle Umu now. I think Umu may be looking a little bit high here. We're not gonna see an extra at least.
Nice to lure it further down with the wall jumps. Very nice.
Very clean first damage cycle.
Yeah.
It's well on pace to a 2-cycle here.
I didn't pay attention to the RNG he got, but it didn't look too bad. Nice little dunk. Oh no.
And not quite gonna be able to get enough damage in there. It was a good recovery trying to...
Dunking out of the C-dash is a little awkward because the C-dash takes a little time to... what's it called? Give you control.
Yeah.
Bowling.
Yeah, gonna finish it off with a nice 3-cycle here though. Yeah, his ability to deal damage on the platform there was really impressive. I don't think I've
Oh
seen
yeah,
anyone be able to handle it that well before.
not getting the um, what's it called? Monomon Walkling Stage here though, which is also very nice. But yeah, that happens. It's hard to hit that consistently,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
But yeah, Stacks, it is very possible that Jackman thought he was going to get an extra there, and that's why he dunked. Might be a nice question to try to remember for interviews after the match.
Yeah, that might actually be a thing. But I think you want to dunk anyways in that position, and if you get an extra, you just dunk again,
Oh, okay.
maybe?
Yeah, we're gonna see homothety with picking up C dash now. Wasn't able to watch too closely to that split, but looks like he saved around 9 seconds on Jackman in that split, so must have been pretty clean.
Yeah, I think it was. Like, I looked over a few times, and he seemed to be somewhat on pace there. Didn't look too close either, though, because Umo.
Homothety gonna take one hit in the Gruzzer drop room, not too bad, and can definitely survive with that.
There we go with the copy pasta. Ooh. Marcus taking a little dunk there.
Okay, you're gonna be able to get it. Can always be
Yeah.
a little nerve-wracking to watch after like one mistake like that. Just kind of throws off your timing, makes you second guess yourself. But
Yeah, especially when you're still a little bit shaky about your Umu or how Umu turned out. QGA can be a pain sometimes. Homothety going for the damage tank strat here, entering Umu.
yeah, Jackman missed the double on the first Petra, but the next wave went really smoothly. To get it with 2 fireballs.
Ooh, Homothety having perfect Umu RNG thus far. Let's see how that continues. That might actually be an extra. Is that on me if that's an extra?
It's not an
That's
extra,
not
so
extra.
you're in the clear. Jackman having a very clean Queen's Garden so
Best
far.
RNG.
Only real mess up I saw was that first Petra not getting the double. Everything else has been really nice so far.
Yeah. Also seeing the 2-2-2s here from Homothety.
Yeah, very
Don't
well
do it.
done. Oh, don't.
For anyone trying to learn Umu, don't do it. It's just harder for no reason. No, okay, but it's Homothety is very used to it and very solid on it. Like, and it doesn't lose any time, so why should he change it?
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta do the strat you're used to. Imagine, yeah, Jackman on 2 HP here. Pretty sure we're gonna see a Den quit out.
Then quit out enjoyers in chat.
From what I've seen in the other matches, it seems like chat is all Den quit out enjoyers.
Who isn't? It's
You know, so true.
one of the best things ever. It just makes trap bench so much less
It
punishing.
really does. It's very nice.
Like, Marcus dunked, what was it, 3 times, I think, in QGA?
Yeah, and then
you have
healed
an
once
intentional
on
damage,
the other side.
intentional damage warp, and 1 heal. But like, you're totally fine with that. Imagine not having the Inquit out, not having the Vault skip.
Yeah, it means you basically need perfect Beast Den. Wait, Jackman having
Even
a...
then, like, there are 2 intentional damage tanks in
Yeah.
Beast Den, right? So
is very rough. Yeah, Jackman having a really clean Beast Den, got hit once and didn't save the grub, so definitely not a perfect Beast Den, but...
no, definitely saving time there.
I missed Homothety's QGA attempts, but I think that's because it went so quickly. Seems still at full health, so he must have gotten it.
I don't think he would have. I don't think he would have healed if he wouldn't have been on full health then, or if he would have dunked there.
Yeah. Getting the hazard warp right away. Very clean so far.
Having just enough geo here.
251, you do love to see it. Able to pick up the 2 hits of Soul from the Devout there. Going to be able to do Fire Bell at DV Stag.
Looks like a very nice trap bench thus far though as well from homothety.
Yeah. No, we
That's
say
on me,
that
I guess.
get a hard fall, but... And have Jackman coming up here to THK. Gonna close off this run.
Get those holidays ready. And count the parries, which hopefully stay at 0. Okay, that's maybe a little optimistic.
0 parry is a little too much to ask for.
Oh, did they? Damn.
THK giving a dash early on, but right before he gets staggered. Gonna be 2 doubles already for Jackman, looking really nice.
Pretty okay pattern so far.
Yeah.
And you also like to see that spit attack, usually.
Not quite able to get the double on either of these 2 dashes. THK giving him plenty of options for doubles.
Definitely not the worst pattern. I think that was the first parry.
Yeah, that was.
And we already have the self-stabbing, so that's not bad.
Not at all.
A double self-stab though. It's slightly annoying, but
Okay,
I found
fountain
good,
after
so.
is really nice. Should be looking at a scream here. And able to get the scream skip, very nice.
Could close it out here. Very nice THK, all in all.
Yeah, well done to Jackman.
Very nice run. Still very close to PB. Especially considering the 3 cycle and the dunks at QGA.
Yeah.
That is very impressive. And we see homothety also making his way to THK now.
Hoping to see some similar RNG on homothety side.
Ay. The boomer strats not going for Fireball.
Yeah, we even see homothety collecting the soul for Fireball, but not actually gonna go for it.
I was just about to say, is he gonna go for it? He has the soul.
Just teasing us like that. Yeah, very true, Rix. Plus 18 to PB in a race like this is super impressive, and with a 3 cycle especially.
Yeah, also like dunking 3 times in QGA is also like at least 12 seconds, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially since one of the dunks was like on the other side
On the
already.
left side, yeah.
Very impressive. GG, Marcus.
Here we go with homothety. Gonna be starting up THK in just a bit.
It was a 136 THK. Damn. I wish I could get those times. And that with missing 2 doubles. To be fair, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, THK was given a lot of dashes. Those first 2 phases were pretty ideal.
It was a very nice pattern. Must be slightly annoying, because he might have maybe gotten a very good THK close to comms up if you missed those, but still, very nice fight.
Yeah, those parry strats coming out from homothety, though. Parrying THK's triple slash and just going right through it.
Love to see it.
Yeah, pretty flashy. Let's see, I think that's 3 parries from THK now, though. Yeah, not quite as good of a pattern as what Jackman got, but homothety did well getting the doubles in when he could. Getting this attack twice in a row is not exactly what you want to see.
And then the self-steps on top of that. It's,
He's gonna get the scream skip, though.
Nice scream skip. Nice scream skip, definitely.
Yeah, that'll be GG for him.
Yeah. GG.
Yeah, of course that city post Lurian was pretty rough for homothety. But that being said, he came back really well in the second half of that race. Like, once he got out of city, he was looking really clean.
Yeah, I think sometimes... Yeah. Sorry. I was just responding to Knowles, didn't mean to interrupt. But yeah, it was very well held together after that Rafters incident. I think sometimes maybe people paid too much attention to parries, because parries wasn't too bad there, but like so many self-steps, so many bounces. I really don't know.
Yeah, looks like our runners are ready to be pulled in for a post-match interview, so let's get them in here. All right, welcome on in. GG's homothety, Marcus. Very well played.
GG indeed. So let's just start off with what's on my mind right now. Homothety, how long have you been doing Rafters now? It was sad. But it happens.
That's the first time I've ever done it in an attempt.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. I'm about 35% consistent at it, I think. That's what I put it at. So I didn't expect to get it. I also didn't expect to fail the movement and the backup that badly, but I don't think it was
GG. Definitely GG for holding it together so well afterwards.
Yeah.
It was very well played.
I was, plus 10 at Dreamnail, and then I went minus 12 after Lantern. So, yeah, I knew I wasn't going to win off of that, so I wanted to go for something a bit more aggressive. But
that's pretty nice, though. Yeah, have you implemented Rafters because you knew you were going to go up against Marcus, or?
I didn't expect to win this, to be honest, but I knew that I need to implement it in order to progress further in the tournament, I think. Sooner or later. So better to start trying it and failing it now so that, within a few weeks I'll be able to get it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Very valid. And I think like both the right side attempts were like so close as well. So it's
and Marcus, my kind of it was kind of brought up by chat, but I'm kind of curious about it. With that Umu during that second phase, you dunked out of the C dash. Was that is that just part of your normal lure, or were you thinking you might have had an extra there?
No, that was just me being a bit tired, so I just went off muscle memory where I would normally charge a C dash and go across there, but then I realized he's perfectly in the middle, so I have to dunk. And then I just messed up.
That makes sense.
I just messed up my my dunk.
Yeah, that
because normally I would just not hold the C dash there and then just do a like dash dunk as soon as that attack ended.
Gotcha. Yeah. That being said, the way that you were able to deal damage to Umu while it was underneath the platform there was really impressive. I don't think I've ever seen anyone.
That was just improvisation that worked surprisingly well.
It was a treat to watch there.
It's kind of funny. Yeah, no, this was I was minus 16 out of Lantern, and then obviously missed Pagax, got a 3-cycle Umu, dunked 3 times in QGA, and still only plus 18 on my PB, almost a 32. I'm very happy with that, especially considering how I'm feeling today.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was a really great run other than just a few moments, so.
Yeah, I feel like outside I fell in Dream Plats too, right? I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
I think that, basically up until around Crystal Heart, I actually felt okay because I had some coffee and was running a bit on adrenaline, and then I calmed down, and then that made me play worse for a bit. And then I got some adrenaline again at the end of the run. THK was very kind though.
Yeah, those first 2 phases were really nice. A lot of opportunities for doubles.
Yeah, I did miss a few, but it happens. It was a little awkward in the corner.
Yeah, I mean, super well done to both of you.
It was still a 136 THK though, at least it was mentioned in chat. That's
36.9. It's very good for a run.
Solid though.
So I know we
especially in a race.
I know we heard Homothety touch on a little bit of going into these later matches, trying to implement things like rafters, trying to help kind of stay competitive when we're getting into these tougher matches. I don't know if Homothety anything to add to that, or Marcus, any thoughts for going into the rest of the tournament, things you want to change, new strats to implement, anything like that, or just kind of keep doing what you're doing?
At this point, I only have a few things that I'd like to implement, but I'm not sure I will, because I think it's more important to keep the consistency I have on current strats. Because I already pull off right side rafters consistently now, for instance, which is very nice.
Yeah.
So other stuff would be minor things like implementing fire pogo instead of weak pogo and claw, or random minor stuff that is like 0.2 times save each or something.
Yeah.
I don't have any of the big ones I'm not doing.
Yeah, that makes sense. And Homothety was touching getting that consistency.
Yeah, I think that low 33 consistency is really the target. I expect to probably go 3 and 2 in Swiss, or that's my goal. Go 3 and 2 and clinch bracket spot, and then try to improve before the bracket. But I so far in the tournament I've been scoring these 34s, and then I think this would have been maybe a high 33 without the lantern split. So
just curious though, since it's mentioned in chat, do you just like to preserve your soul for THK, or Because you were teasing us with the fireball, you had the soul for it.
Yeah, I don't like Firebell as a strat, but I know I should do it. Yeah, there wasn't any real strategizing to it.
No.
Yeah.
It's understandable. It's also like an RTA versus in-game time strat.
That is true. Yeah.
It feels awkward because it loses real time, but it just saves some time.
Loses time.
It saves a solid amount of in-game time though.
Yeah,
so
it saves a lot according to Live Split because Live Split takes off an extra 0.4 seconds per transition, so that's 1.5 seconds right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely something which I should go for in both places, since I almost always get 3 hits coming out of Den.
Yeah, and also with Rafters, you always have the soul to do it in King Station easily as well.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions from chat, maybe, though? Or are we going to call it there? Very nice races, though, from both.
But yeah, once again, just well done to our racers. I think if that's all we have, we might go ahead and see if about doing a raid to send everyone on over. But yeah, if people are enjoying these any percent races, make sure to follow the channel. I think we still have quite a few races going on this week, right?
But I think the next one is like in 30 hours or something.
30
on Saturday.
Yeah, there's Creed versus Stratus in like 29 hours from now.
So yeah, if you're interested in those, make sure to leave a follow so you can know when we go live for that.
And then of course the hype matchup on early Saturday, Quonky versus Lep.
And then we could have May and Axel as the last one for round 3 is also going to be a exciting match.
Oh yeah, they're very close together as well. But yeah, Quonky Lab, definitely a match you don't want to miss.
I will be calming that one as well, so.
Yeah, I definitely won't. I'm too intimidated about that match. But all right, see you then. Who are we gonna rate?
Yeah, I think we're rating into Hypers, doing some true ending runs right now. Trying to look for a world record, looks like, going for 104, so.
All right, so spread the love.
Yeah, go wish him some good luck.
Happy holidays.
And once again, GG's to the runner.
Morning.
Yep, GG.
GG. And thank you for coming and restreaming.